Most people think luxury brands are expensive because of the rare materials, expert craftsmanship, and the hundreds of hours of hand labor. They're only partially right, and the part they're missing changes everything. If you break down the production cost of a $4,000 designer bag and a $10,000 watch, the math just doesn't add up. Sure, the leather is good, but it's not that good. The movement of the watch is precise, but precision alone doesn't explain a $10,000 margin. Standard economics says when the price goes up, demand goes down. That's the rule. But luxury brands don't operate by that rule. They operate on an entirely inverted logic. And once you understand it, you're never gonna look at a price tag the same way again. In the late 1800s, economist Thorstein Veblen identified something strange. Certain goods sold more when prices went up. Cut the price and the demand collapsed. These became known as Veblen goods. A normal product uses discounts to drive sales. But if a luxury brand puts their items on the clearance rack, their core customers stop buying. Not because the quality of the product changed, but because the signal changed. The high price isn't a consequence of the product's value. The high price is the value. Remove it, and there's nothing worth left selling. To understand why, we need to understand a concept called costly signaling. We don't have time to verify everyone's status, taste, and credibility from scratch. So as humans, we've always relied on visible, expensive to fake signals to make fast judgments about people around us. A luxury object is a highly efficient transmitter. It communicates resource abundance, taste, group membership, instantly, without saying a word. If a luxury house dropped its prices to be accessible to everyone, it destroys the exact thing its customer is actually paying for. Not the bag, not the watch, the exclusivity. The buyer isn't purchasing a physical object to admire it privately. They're purchasing it because of what it communicates publicly the minute they walk into a room with it. But exclusivity isn't enough to hold that $10,000 price point. The brand also has to look like it belongs at that level. And this is where the craft actually becomes fascinating. Luxury brands engineer authority at every single touch point, not just in the product, in everything surrounding it. Their advertising never crowds the frame. They use vast amounts of negative space because restraint itself reads as confidence. Their color palette is obsessively precise. Not corporate blue, but a considered and precise shade with a name you've never even heard. Their campaigns move slowly, cinematically, as if time moves differently for them. Because it does, in your mind at least. Every detail is calibrated to do one thing: make the price feel inevitable. By the time you see the number, your subconscious has already decided this object belongs in a different category of reality. The design did the convincing before the price tag even appeared. And here's where it gets useful. Whether you run a brand, build creative work, or sell anything at all, perceived value isn't accidental. It is entirely engineered. Luxury brands aren't selling a product. They're selling a feeling, a signal, a story, so deliberately wrapped up in design that the price becomes the least surprising part of the experience. You can apply that same logic at any scale. The restraint, the precision, the confidence to never apologize for what something costs. When every touch point communicates that your work belongs in a higher tier, the price stops being the barrier. It becomes part of the appeal. That's not magic, that's psychology applied with intention. If this is the kind of thinking you want more of, drop a comment with a luxury brand whose strategy you've always quietly admired. And subscribe if you want to keep pulling apart how the best in the world actually operate. Until then, Cheers.